words of wisdom. Sadhu Vaswani is one of India's most recognized non-sectarian spiritual leaders and the head of the Sadhu Vaswani mission. For the past 43 years, Dada, as he is affectionately known, has been a tireless advocate for animal rights and nonviolence, cultivating his ideals from his mentor, Guru Sadhu T.L. Vaswani. He is today an accomplished orator, philosopher, educationalist, and philanthropist. Dada lives in Pune, as I mentioned, and I can't wait to hear his words. This is a great honor. Thank you.
Friends and fellow devotees of the Lord, it is such a joy to be in your midst this afternoon. Let my first word be a word of gratitude. I feel grateful to Sister Pamela Rice for having called me here and given me an opportunity of meeting you all. She spoke certain words concerning me, words which I have done nothing to deserve. I am but a simple pilgrim, a wanderer, a vagrant of the Lord who keeps moving from place to place, moving wherever the Lord take me, moving in quest of fellow pilgrims in whose hearts there may be a deep hunger and intense thirst for the higher, the spiritual values of life. Friends, even as I have moved on from place to place, from country to country, it has seemed to me that the one piteous need, the one urgent need of the countries, of the nations is unity, is peace. But how may peace be obtained? May I tell you? May I tell you? Yes. May I tell you? Yes. That there will be no peace on earth. There will be no peace among the nations until you stop all killing. All killing must stop. No sentient creature must be killed, for the simple reason that if I kill an animal for food, I will not hesitate in killing a human being whom I regard as an enemy. All life must be regarded as sacred. We must grow in what that great man, that great disciple of Jesus Christ, Dr. Albert Schweitzer, he was a Nobel laureate. He said we must all grow in a spirit of reverence for all life. All life must be regarded as sacred. My friends, are you aware that on an average a human being eats up 1,000 creatures, big and small, during a lifetime? 1,000 creatures who love life as well as do those who eat them up. The time has come when we must recognize once and for all the moral inviolability of the creature, human or subhuman. The time has come when we must decide once and for all that all types of human exploitation must cease. Even as women do not exist as resources for men, even as the black people don't exist as resources for the whites, even so animals do not exist as resources for human beings. Today, wherever I go, I hear of animal welfare. Animal welfare is not the answer. Animal rights are needed. Do men have rights? Animals, do they not deserve to have rights?
Yes.
Men have their rights. Do they not have their duties towards the animals who have befriended man since the dawn of creation? The dog, the horse, the cow. The time has come when we must all get together and formulate a charter of animal rights and a charter of man's duties towards the animals. Every animal has certain fundamental rights, and the very first right of every animal is, for you cannot take away that which you cannot give. If you cannot give life to a dead creature, you have no right to take away the life of a living one. The year 1789 is a landmark in the history of humanity, for it was in that year that human beings were given their rights. Otherwise, human beings had no rights. Kings could do whatever they liked. But in the year 1789, the French National Assembly, for the first time in the history of humanity, passed a Bill of Human Rights. The 18th century has given rights to man. The 19th century, thanks to the dedicated efforts of that wise, that saintly President of the United States of America, Abraham Lincoln, slaves were given their rights. Otherwise, slaves had no rights. Slaves were treated like animals. But the 18th century gave rights to slaves. I'm sorry, the 18th century gave rights to men. The 19th century gave rights to slaves. The 20th century has given rights to women. The 21st century, I verily believe, will give rights to animals. And that will be a great and glorious day in the history of humanity. Pamela is there? Pamela, how long do I have to speak? How long can I?